Namaste, Pranam, Gita Dhyanam. ॐ पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्ददामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणीम्। O Bhagavad Gita, with which Lord Narayana himself gave enlightenment to Arjuna. The ancient sage Vyasa included it in the Mahabharata. O goddess, showerer of the nectar-like knowledge of non-dualism through your 18 chapters. O my affectionate mother, the destroyer of rebirth, I meditate upon thee. Now, Krishna Vandana. Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kansachanuramardanam Devakim Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadguru. O son of Vasudeva, the slayer of Kansa and Chanur, extreme delight for Mother Devaki, O Lord Krishna, the supreme teacher of the universe, my salutations to you. And let us see what Arjuna has further to tell Krishna about his confusion, about his dilemma, having heard Sri Krishna's advice in the Sankhya Yoga. This is the second shloka of the third adhyaya, Karma Yoga of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Arjuna is saying, vyāmiśhreṇeva vākyena buddhiṁ mohayasīva me tad ekaṁ vada niśhchitya yena śhreyo āpnuyām. Now, Arjuna has started expressing his doubt, his confusion over the advice that Sri Krishna has given in the second adhyaya of the Sankhya Yoga. He has given it is a philosophical treatise of understanding what is the knowledge, what happens to a person when he gains knowledge. When a person walks on the path of knowledge, walks on the path of Sankhya, as shown by the philosophical school of Sankhya, how a person becomes steady-minded, gains the entire wisdom of having a steady nature, balanced nature. And at the start of this Sankhya Yoga of the second Adhyaya, Sri Krishna had spoken something about karma. He had also spoken something about the nature of Atman. And having heard all those advices, now Arjuna has become a bit confused. In the first shloka, he had asked Sri Krishna that Jayasi chet karmanaste mata buddhir janardana. Oh Lord Krishna, oh Janardana. Now you are confusing me by telling two paths, that whether the knowledge is superior to action, what should we do? Or action is superior to knowledge. You started the second chapter talking about karma. He said about performing karma in a detached manner and all that. Karmanyeva adhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana. Don't think about the fruits of the karma, but do your karma, whatever has come to your lot. And why Sri Krishna had told Arjuna this? Because Sri Krishna had initially explained to Arjuna the about the nature of the Atman, how Atman is indestructible. Arjuna had this at the end of the first chapter of Arjuna Vishada Yoga, when he had become totally despondent, totally discouraged, that I have to kill my own people. And then Sri Krishna had told him, you're not going to kill anybody. Who is going to kill whom? And then Sri Krishna had told him, explained to him what is the nature of the Atman. That nainan chiddanti shastrani, that Atman cannot be cleaved, cannot be cut by the weapons. Atman is the thing that cannot be dried by the wind. The Atman is a thing that cannot be burnt by fire. And Atman is a thing which cannot be made wet by water. It is beyond the impact of these Pancha Mahabhuta. It is all these five elements of nature, the fire, earth, the air, water, and the earth in the form of the weapons. None of these are going to have any effect on Atman. So forget about killing anybody and just do your work. And then Sri Krishna had told him that getting detached, don't get yourself attached to what you are doing. Do it as the Lord's work. Do it as your swadharma. Do it. This is an opportunity. It's a God-given opportunity for you to fight for the righteous cause. And all kshatriyas, they will just become desperate to have that kind of opportunity, and it has come in your lap just like that. So Tasmat Uttishta Kaunteya. So therefore, Kaunteya, you just get up, stand up, and fight this righteous war. And how to do it? Do it as the duty towards the Lord. You are not going to do anything. It has come to your lot. It is your duty to do your duty, what has come to you. Perform that duty. No attachments, no thinking about the fruits of the action that you are going to do, who is going to get killed, who is going to win, who is going to lose, and all these things. That is not your concern at all. And then Arjuna had raised that question of when Sri Krishna told him about these words of wisdom, that how a person with a balanced mind should work, how a person with steady wisdom works in this world of dualities of the opposites, the joy and sorrow, the victory and defeat, the happiness, unhappiness, and all these kind of pairs of opposites. How a person with steady mind, sthita prajna, he works and performs his duty that has come to his Lord. Now, the moment Arjuna heard those words of Krishna talking about a person gaining the steady wisdom, becoming having the equanimity, so he asks him. He has a doubt, and then Arjuna has asked him a question: "Sthita pratnasya ka bhasha?" How do you describe such a person? And then Sri Krishna had elaborately explained to him the intricacies of walking on the path of knowledge and gaining that steadiness of wisdom, gaining that balance of mind, giving that the looking at the things with the equanimity. No high, no low, no sukha, no dukkha, no jaya, no ajaya, no victory, no defeat, no happiness, no sorrow, no joy, no sorrow, no happiness, no unhappiness. And then Sri Krishna has explained in quite great detail about how such a person behaves, how such a person uh, works, performs his duty. And with that particular thing, now Sri Krishna, Arjuna had asked him what is the great now? Is knowledge greater than karma, or is karma greater than knowledge? Now, in this second shloka, Arjuna further, comes up with his doubt. Vyāmiśhreṇeva vākyena. Vyāmiśhreṇa is perplexing, confusing. Vākyena is with speech, evil, as it were. Now, what you have said, as it were, is very perplexing, very confusing. I am not able to get to the point. Buddhiṁ mohayasīva me. My intellect is getting confused. Mohayasi buddhiṁ mohayasi. Even my this very intellect, my uh, understanding is getting totally confused. Tadekam vada niśhchitya. Tat ekam vada niśhchitya. Now you tell me one thing for certainty, for sure. Tat ekam vada. You tell me. Vada is tell. Tat that. Ekam one. Niśhchitya for sure. With certainty. With certainty you tell me one thing. Śhreyo aham āpnuyām. Śhreyo aham āpnuyām. Shreya is bliss, the good, the highest that I can gain. Aham, I. Āpnuyām, I may attain. Now you tell me one thing for sure, O Krishna. You have confused me a lot. First you said do karma like this, karma is great, doing work without attachment, without bothering about the fruits of action, just perform the action, and then you talk about knowledge. Now which of these should I do, O Krishna? Tell me one thing for certainty, that will gain me the ultimate bliss, that will gain me the highest the peace of mind, the highest calmness that I can achieve. Doing what? That you tell me once for all. Enough of this confusion. So this is what Arjuna has told him in this second shloka also. The Lord made it plain to Arjuna that he was not to abandon his duty for any reason whatsoever, that he had told him earlier. And then he spoke about the nature of Atman and bondage creating karma and all that. And then about the path of knowledge, path of wisdom followed by the Sankhyas, by the school of philosophy which is called as Sankhya. That that in spiritual illumination alone the acme of life was attained was the conclusion of the Lord. And then finally, Krishna had told Arjuna that attain this wisdom, attain this balance of mind, attain this steadiness, firmness of wisdom, following this path, and then you will achieve everything. Now, Arjuna asks, tell me one thing, whether I should do this or I should do that, so that I achieve the highest objective that you have laid before me, or that I might choose that objective. So, which is the one path? Now, he even extolled it as the supreme. The Sri Krishna had told about Sankhya Yoga, that it is the supreme path. But then what about karma? That doubt always remains in mind. Whether we should follow the path of knowledge as prescribed by the school of thought of the Sankhyas, or we should follow the path of karma. This twofold emphasis created doubt in the mind of Arjuna, which may be set forth as follows. O Lord, you are the dispeller of the ignorance of beings. You are also remover of their misery. Why do you place me in this dilemma? Now you know everything. You know the how to bind them in under the delusion, and you also know how to liberate them. Now, if that is what you have been doing for all the beings, why you are putting me in this confusion? What is great? Is it karma or jnana? I am sure it is no intention of yours to lead me astray. This is what Arjuna intends to tell Krishna. I have supplicated to you for shreyas. Okay, I had been prayers, but now I have requested you with the tears in my ears. I have taken shelter at your feet, O my Guru, O my friend, philosopher, and guide Krishna. Now don't put me under this dire state of confusion. Do therefore guide me. What is right? What is wrong? And this is what happens, that when we try to get advice, try to get a counsel from some learned person, suddenly we find that advice to be kind of contradictory or having several options. And then we become confused as to which option to choose, which solution to go for. And then we have to once again go back to that counselor, go back to that guide, go back to that teacher. Oh, teacher, what is good for me? And then the teacher tells why he has shown these twofold paths or even the multiple fold paths. And the teacher is also going to show which is the best suited path. And this is what Sri Krishna next he is going to tell us in this third adhyaya of Karma Yoga. So Arjuna has openly he has brought out his confusion. He has put forward his doubts to his beloved teacher, to his beloved friend, to his beloved philosopher, to his beloved guide. And in the next verses, in the next shlok onwards, we are going to listen to that advice that Sri Krishna gives Arjuna on the Karma Yoga. And why he had spoken those words in the second adhyaya. So what Sri Krishna has to tell, we will see it tomorrow. As of now, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Sri Krishna Arpanamastu. Jai Sri Ramakrishna. Jai Ram. Jai Ram. Jai